says bye.
Yeah.
Go home safe. Thanks for coming on.
Drive home safe.
And I'll see you guys online. Peace.
Cool.
Yes,
cool.
peace.
Okay. Peace out. Now we have EX Kizzie. Okay, I definitely gotta fix this somehow.
EX?
Yeah, because you're dual powered right now. You're running on two. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two of you, or you're split into two. It definitely is not a good look. Okay, let's duplicate the scene. Duplicate this scene.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, you're looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So not this, because you don't exist there. Here.
Right.
And then I'm gonna. Do I just leave Double Kizzie? Of course not. I'm not gonna leave Double Kizzie. I should have thought about this in advance. That like, if we have a guest leave before like we're done, like.
Look. I can do this, do that. What's going on, chat? You guys want to ask a couple of questions? We can go ahead and answer a couple of questions right now. You could ask either the left side of me or the right side of me.
You're done. You're fucking gone. You guys EX Kizzie, who's actually Dominion right now.
Oh.
That's what you look
Yeah.
like right now. Right now you're 100% Dominion.
I'm 100% Dominion? Okay.
Yeah.
That's godlike. Alright. So you can ask the Kiss Minion. You gotta ask the Kiss Minion, dude. Have two monitors. Okay, does that mean Kizzie is more important?
Ooh! Better relax with that nonsense. You serious? There's no Kizzie right now. It's just me.
Yo, I am extremely important. That's what the Leo says, right? I'm super important. Left Kizzie, what breed is your dog? He is a terrier. He is a beautiful terrier. It was mad funny because he just climbed up background and I was just like laughing. I was like, oh, this is dope. This is dope. He's getting comfortable. I think he wants to be on the stream. It's pretty dope.
Dude, can I? Oh, no, I can't do it like that. Can't do it like that.
Don't worry, we gonna talk to the
Dominion Kizzie, Kiss Minion.
Yeah, Kiss Minion, dude. Kiss Minion. I mean, I really hope you guys enjoy bringing Hellpockets. We bringing Hellpockets in. He was really cool people, man. He's actually one of the coolest guys that I've met. He was actually one of the few people that got me into KOF. He doesn't know that, but he was actually one of the founding fathers of why I play KOF. I used to watch the Aftershock on at NorthCal on I Play Winter a lot actually. So I always know everybody in NorthCal. But since I was kind of like just a guy, just watching, you know, of course he didn't really get to know who I really was until, you know, I started being very active and stuff like that. So it was really good to see him come through here. For both Kizzie and okay, how do you think the wish mechanic in DBZ will affect the game?
I have no idea because I haven't seen it played.
I think it's going to be more I think it's going to bring more dynamic. I will say,
okay. Gangster for now. Gangster stuff.
I really think like if you try to like think of it as like, you know how like Danger Time is in Guilty Gear, I think like it'll bring like more like hype, right? And it'll make like a lot of bad scenarios like good scenarios. Like say for example, like you're like in a 1v3 situation, you're like, man, there's no way I can come back. I use all my resources, and then you grant a wish. And I really think it helps the people who are like in bad situations. So I think it's going to be pretty dope. Really,
I mean,
I'm actually excited.
I'm mixed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of mixed. I would prefer if it wasn't in the game, I guess. But I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with it, so like I have no idea what they're gonna do with it. So I can't really say until I get a chance to play it and see how it affects the game, you know?
Yeah. Jet Upper says, EXC, my power level is like 900k.
900k?
Yeah, 900k. Almost a million, dude. Almost a million.
Almost a million.
Almost a million. We got a couple more to go, but we good. Heard you was trying to lose weight. What's your current regimen? I just drink water, and I just cut off from a lot of carbs. I just drink water.
Wanna take some walks, my boy?
Yeah, and I walk my dog 24/7.
24/7. He's walking right now.
We go around and we just discover. We discover new places around, and we just Enjoy the scenery. And it's funny because when he gets really tired, I have to carry him home. It's bad funny. And since he's like really spoiled,
Yeah.
He kind of just like lays there and like goes to sleep. So it's pretty funny.
You know, I could go dark if I wanted to. This light, like, I have another light in here but you wouldn't be able to see shit. You would not be able to see anything here if I use this other light. It has to be this powerful light.
Also, Kizzie, did you play lots of top players when you went to Japan and Arc River? Yes, I played everyone. I was playing them almost every single day. I'll go over there and I'll just play and I'll just grind. So it really helped a lot. I really miss it out there because like the competition is always good.
I get to play.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I should probably be looking at the chat now that I go to my work. Hope you guys enjoyed Hellpocket, like a Hellpocket, Single Pocket.
Single Pocket is dope. Single Pocket is dope.
Cool boy.
What is the most common mistake that new players do based on what? This is for both of us. Okay.
Cool. What is the most common mistake that new players do based on what you see? I don't know. You go first. I gotta think about how to say this the right way.
I think right off the back of what I think most of the time I see new players make is they don't ever really kind of like see their mistakes. They're more of like trying to implement things that they learn from like doing stuff in training mode, like offensive, right? And they don't ever really test out whether if what they're doing is like legit or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they come into a bad habit of thinking this is okay every time, and they don't ever really like change up like their strategies and game plans when fighting against other players that are more experienced than them. Mm-hmm. And they run into this plateau extremely early on, and don't really I guess go and like try to understand the game. Oof. Or like fun on not even like just fundamentals, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just like basic ideas in the game. Like they people practice like one thing on the game. They don't really look at the defense. They don't really look at like, oh, okay, like he's putting me in this scenario. Okay, what should I do besides this, right?
Right.
I feel like people are just stuck in one dimension, and they stay there for a long time until eventually they will rise out. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do.
Okay, so I think probably one of the worst things that newer players do is they're really bad at taking the right advice. There's a bunch of reasons why. Like, you could just be talking to the wrong person. It's hard to actually know like who can you legitimately take advice from, and also depending on the person, like you have cases like who's a good class example, like someone like Chris G, for example. I know that Chris G is very well known for not being able to give good advice, even though he's so fucking good at games. So it's like,
yeah, he's got one.
The way you take input, I think is a biggie. It's a biggie. Like one way I could tell that either a person is not actually trying to think very much or is not open to advice is when I like to give advice like that actually helps you, but you have to think about why it helps you. If you give me like a specific question, like I'll give you a specific answer. But if people ask me like a vague question, I usually give them like an answer where they have to actually think about my answer. So there are people who look at the screen's probably like one of the top. Like some people think that's a meme, but that came from advice I actually gave to when I was in college. When I was in college, like after I started to win like in Melty, sorta, I had like a session at my apartment where the guy I was playing, it was two things. One, he was like, why can I never open you up? I feel like you never open you up, and all you do is open me up. And then like I never feel like I feel like you always know what's going on, or like you have an idea, like a read on me or whatever. And I was like, dog, like you're not even paying attention. Like look, like you're just fucking wailing and shit. You're like whiffing this shit, and like I'm here and I'm just looking at like you're not even looking at the same fucking screen as I am. Like, if you look at the fucking goddamn screen, then you'd see what's going on. I like, went in on him for, like, half an hour.
Right.
And he was, like, kind of dejected, but he was like, okay, you're kind of right. Like, he kind of needed that. So another player came over, and he was like, dude, what am I doing wrong? So instead of, like, going in on him for half an hour, I was like, dog, you just gotta look at the screen. And he was like, what the fuck does that mean? Because, I mean, we're both playing a game, right? We're both playing the game, so he's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
He figured it out, though, and he was like, oh, I get it. So that's if someone gives... So, like, you have to be able to parse out your advice, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, and I think new players are really vulnerable to it. Like, if you find someone who is, like strong and articulate about fighting games, then you're really lucky, honestly. You're really lucky.
Extremely lucky.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, they want to be like, I guess they want to see like, oh, I'm winning, right? So that means that I'm sure, like, I have progress, right? And I think they don't really see, like, outside of, like, you know, like being a victory at, like, you know, a tournament, right?
Yeah.
They think that, you know, every win is like just like, oh, it's validation that I'm good and I could be able to do this and that, right? But you're missing, you're passing the steps that are very important that every player must, like, they must deal with it. Like, you know, you must experience it, and that's like trials and tribulations, right? I feel like every player always have to deal with trials, and they always have to, like, try to overcome, like, obstacles. And, you know, there's a lot of obstacles that always come, but it'll show, like, if you're really serious about competing, you know, you'll overcome it, right? Regardless of how long it takes. But once you overcome that, like, that ladder, you become a whole new person, right? Yep. And then it's another chapter that you gotta do. So it's never ending.
You just keep going. Yeah, you just keep going.
It's never ending. It's never ending.
Yeah, I'm very partial to giving advice where you have to think about what I said. I'm actually really partial to that.
I try. When I make advice, I try to make sure that what I say, they have to think twice about it, right?
Yeah. So I'm mostly the same. So, like I said, sometimes, like, some people ask, like, a specific thing, like, what's this move on block? I'm like, I'm not gonna make you figure it out. Like, it's +2, like, or something.
Yeah.
But, like, a bunch of times, especially, like, especially people from my area, because I like go to stuff. I go to, like, local gatherings and stuff. Like they know, like, that, because when you think about it, there's something about, like, if you get something that you have to think about and work through, that it sticks with you more than if someone just tells you something. I have a very specific example of someone who I will not name, who how do I set the story? So that it was the night before a major tournament, right? And I'm net playing, and I see X character versus Faust playing, and the Faust player is getting blown back by this character, blown back. So when this player, who I will not name, who plays the same character that this Faust player played to and lost, so he has to play him. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. Like, I was net playing last night, and I saw, like, this guy was getting blown up by your character, and you're probably better than that guy, so you got it, right? You got it. Right. And he was feeling good about it too. He said, yeah, you know, I've been practicing, blah, blah. He plays the Faust and gets washed, put on his fucking back. He gets put on his back. And he's upset about it. He's upset about it not just because he was feeling good, but other people were telling him that he got it. So, you know, that he feel extra then. And he was like, I don't know what happened, like, blah, blah, blah. And I watched the games, and I was like, you know, I don't actually think you play bad technically. I think the issue is you don't understand how to defend Faust rushdown. And I told him, like, we legitimately talked about it, and I told him, like, a couple of key important points of, like, what you can do. Because it's technically complex, but, like, there's a couple of key points that's really easy to tell people. Like, you know, 6P doesn't have a Gatling after he has a special cancel, or, like, that kind of stuff, right? So I told him, like, a couple of things. Fast forward, like, 6 months, right? Fast forward, like, 6 months. This same player plays a very well-known Faust player, an extremely well-known Faust player, who I also will not name for the sake of the story. Plays him and is like, man, you know, I don't feel like I did bad against this guy, but, you know, there was just something about him, like I don't get it. Like, I didn't know how to deal with this. I didn't know how to deal with this, and it was the same shit I explained to him, like after he lost to the first Faust player, like the exact same thing. And I was like, this is part of the reason why some people stay struggling. Like it was pretty much like 1-to-1. Like it was pretty much like do this if he does this, right? Mm-hmm. Plays another Faust, same situation, doesn't do it, loses. Oh, I wonder why I lost.
Yeah, and it sucks because they always run into the same wall, right? And it's like you're giving them the ladder to walk over this wall. It's like, oh, you need to do this, and that, and it's just like, okay, and then it doesn't really like process, right? Yeah, and then they run into the same problem, and it's just like, I don't understand, and it's just, and you think to yourself like, what don't you understand? This happened before, right?
It's literally happened before.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like good players that are really dedicated to the craft, if they see a situation that is really, really bad and it shows up again, most likely their instance is going to respond accordingly, and that may be able to help you out in hard situations. Like, for example, you're in a tournament, right? So that's why it's very good to practice these scenarios, because you want to have an answer for them, right? And I feel like a lot of people just don't actually like go and like think about it. I just think they just like they go with the flow, right? And just like go with the flow and like, I just do this some other time and just keep playing, and they're not really learning. And I think that's the thing. It's like fighting games are fun, right? But you also have to learn, and I feel like a lot of people are just not really learning. Especially the new players, they have a hard time, sitting in training mode and trying to figure things out rather than just doing the enjoyment. We all know offense is fun, right? We all know if Sin hits you with Bull Bash counter hit with like full max guard crank, it's fun time. Like that's fun. But what about when you get put on defense?
Yeah. Yeah. The two player interaction.
Yeah.
That's why it's some people like it's funny, like when I play Marvel, especially like I live near New York and stuff, and I know like New York Marvel players, like I straight up tell them like, hey, if you tell me something, I'm just gonna do it, and they get pretty good advice, like just simple like, oh, you should do this is really good, or you should aim to be here and stuff, and then like so I'll play them or like they'll watch me play, I'll kind of be like for a sec, then go play someone else and try out the stuff, and then later I go back like, oh, that was really good advice, like that shit really works, and I'm like, you just tell me. Whatever, it's very easy for me to do that, but for other people, you either have to tailor it for them, or you have to get them to get used to learning how to think properly. Because fighting games honestly are an exercise in critical thinking if you think about it.
Yeah, it's an amazing exercise for critical thinking, and it sucks because you always have those players that are very. It's always rare to see those players that be like, oh man, he gave me this advice, I'm gonna take it into consideration, and it works well, right? But now like all the thing they're missing is like being able to like do it in like a match and be confident in their strategy, right? Or be confident that, oh, I learned this idea. This is a very, very good idea, and even if it doesn't go well every time, it's still a good idea, right? You just have to execute it properly. And then you have these other players that are just like, I'm just going to do it this way. I'm not going to change my ways. I'm going to be very stubborn. I'm not going to really listen to anything you say. I'm going to do it my way because I won and I beat this guy. And you can't really talk to those type of players, right? So then I feel like if you ever run into somebody like that, I really feel like the strategy you should just do is just let them be, and they'll always run into this wall until they let go of their pride and they change, and it's all about changing. Like if you really want to be good at fighting games, you have to change. You have to change some way of how you think.
It's a reflection thing, right?
Yeah. You have to change something about you. About you. If you're having a problem, you have to change something about it. And even if you're not having a problem, you still have to change something. You always have to. Like every single day that I'm playing and I'm getting better, I'm learning more and more about myself. I'm more like confident in myself. I'm enjoying like the things that I formulate because I know it's right. But I'm also down to always hear like advice on other people's opinions because might see something that I may not, right? Yeah. Or I may not have a thought process that is like them, like like something very simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's always good to listen to people.
I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff you could do as far as that, like, the thing we've been doing recently, where like we'll watch the replays together, for example.
Yeah.
That shit is so helpful. That shit is
Yeah.
so helpful. If you have like the right group, that shit like that is really 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 helpful.
And it's fun. It's fun too.
Yeah. It's fun. Like you like laugh, chill. You like studying your matches anyway, and like like I was thinking the other day, like I was like, oh, this is probably like my next step as far as growth, because like for example, like what you're saying, like you have problems with Venom, right? But I know Venom really really well. Like I told you, like I don't think I'll fucking lose to any Venom, right?
Right.
But I have problems with Slayer, but Kami's good against Slayer, and like I don't know Sin that well. Like I'm kind of coasting at Sin. You fucking play Sin. Like you know everything about your character. Like you know him really well. And then like no one's around to play Milia. I'm just here. Like I can tell you guys whatever you want. I can tell you guys whatever you want. So between like just like the even exchange was like stunning our matches. Like I was like, this is like a unique thing. Generally before, like I'm very used to like either studying my own matches or just kind of somehow figuring out how to deal with stuff. But like this I found it surprising that there was still a better way for me to review myself. Like I didn't have it 100% figured out.
Yeah, and I think it's just all about just listening, like, and then the cool thing about it is like when you're with your friends and stuff, you can ask certain questions that that won't be offended because you're cool with that person, right?
Yeah.
So like challenging and like debating about certain like situations, and then you think about it, and then you hear people's explanation on why, and then it can become more clear, right? It's almost like it's almost like a tutoring, like how like when you're in school. It's hard. Some people have a hard time learning in like a big group because you got to run to like the topics and everything through your whole class session. But in tutoring, you could like sit down and like work with that one little situation that may not be like fully understanding, and then you sit there and you just break it down, and like you like okay, and then you could go in the lab and like figure it out, and you could like make errors, and it's okay because it's like it's not anything to rush on. We can work on this all day. We can work on this. So when we finally get the answer down, it's like, shit, I got it. Let's go. Yeah. And then you work on it, and then you got like these answers, and then multiple answers come out, and then like you're on it. You're on it, right? And that's what I really like about like small groups of people just watching like something like very small, like a replay.
Yeah. I wanna actually have that in my like grind process for like when DBZ comes out.
Oh yeah,
because I have a pretty solid like learning process for something, especially if like something with a new system, it'll be a little bit easier than like playing catch up like something Guilty Gear. But like I think pretty quickly, like once you reach a certain point, like that is gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
I don't think I'm the fastest learner, but I like to really take time to things that I really care about doing. Right. So if I'm really passionate with what I'm doing, I'm going to learn it. But I may not learn it as fast as others. But I know definitely when I do learn it, I'm definitely going to be a problem with something that I like, So I think that's what matters the most. But I maybe if I, take the route that we're just talking about now, like watching replays and stuff like that, maybe I would find something about myself and hey, I am a fast learner, right? And I might learn fast about DBZ and be doing extremely well, faster than I can imagine because the route that I took before. But that's what I'm saying. Always being open-minded to new things.
How did we get started with that? That was fucking...
That was godlike, right?
Yeah.
That was deep.
We fucking man. I was talking with a friend yesterday about... So this is a pretty interesting story. So this buddy of mine, Commodore, most people probably don't know him now. He's a multi-bug player from like back when I was playing that game really hard. And he went to Japan for study abroad. And I know in Guilty Gear, like, there's been a lot of, not a lot, but there's been a bunch of discussion on, like, what's the best way to put it? Why people maybe don't try as hard, or like what the issue is with the scene as far as like competitiveness or whatever.
Well, the biggest option select is I have a job, so that's the biggest OS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biggest OS.
It's kind of fair. It's kind of fair, but I mean, like, at the same time, it's like, if you lose and you're working, I mean, what? Okay, as far as the work thing, this is how I feel about the work thing. If you're like traveling to events and like getting in top 8s and trying to win, but when you lose, you say you have a job, you're kind of whack.
Yeah, but there's some people. There's people nowadays who are like, yeah, I'm competitive, and then like you like, all right, they're losing a lot. I'm like, yeah, I'm working.
Yeah. That's kind of whack to me. That's kind of whack to me. That's a little bit whack. But like, so yeah, he went to study abroad in 2011, and when he was playing over there, he realized, because basically like he wasn't very good. Caveat: he wasn't very good when he went over. Right. So he's playing, and playing in arcades, right? You pretty much just sit and play head to head. You can't see another guy. You're not really talking to people. You're literally just playing the game. It's very different than going to like a gathering or something, right? Mm-hmm. So he realized after playing for like a month or two, he was like, wow, like the main reason I was playing Multi-Blood was not because like I really like the game. Like the game's okay, but it's because I like the community. Like I'm just here to hang out. And he had to make a choice, like, hey, am I here to fucking play? Am I here to play and try to be good, or am I here to like make friends? Because if his goal is to make friends and he's playing in Japanese arcades where no one is talking to him and all you do is sit and you put your 100 yen coin in and you play, then he's doing the wrong thing, right?
Right.
So his choice. he ended up grinding. Like, oh, I'm gonna fucking like. I actually do like the game. I'm gonna grind and be strong. And he came back. But like when I talked to him about it, like the reason why I bring it up is like from my perspective. But I never really talked about it. But like from my perspective, it's like because I live in an area with practically, I know people OS are like, oh, you're New York scene or whatever. New York is fucking an hour and a half away from me. New York is far. New York is far from me. I can't go and play there every day. I don't go play there every day. I live in the middle of New Jersey, right?
Right.
So, like my come up was very like self motivated. I just really fucking hated losing. There's not really anyone around. I just would go in we were using IRC. We're talking about Multi-Blood. It was like IRC, right? IRC just asking people for games in NetPlay, and just the occasional tournament, like I'll go to the tournament. Whatever. That's pretty much it. As opposed to like I'm saying that wrong. So that's why it was always, I didn't really understand that until my friend was talking to me about it. Like there's some people, like if you're in a scene, most people start by playing in a scene, right? So there's a lot of and there's nothing wrong with playing for community. I think it's very natural to play for the community. Like your boys, right? You go to a tournament, you hang out with your boys, get really drunk, you scream at top 8 and stuff. Like you just fucking have fun. Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that, right?
There's zero wrong with that. There's nothing.
Yeah,
wrong with that.
And I think a lot of people are misunderstanding what I'm saying. Like you don't have to be competitive to play games to enjoy what you like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You could be able to be that guy. Yeah, you do you. You just label yourself wherever you want to be.
Yeah, but when you start having that talk about like, why don't we have like XY rivalry, or why are we not as competitive, or like why does no one care, or something? Then
that's when it gets.
Then you start talking about those things. Yeah, then you start talking about those things.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like, like I said, it's cool that people like to play what they like, and and also do what they want to do, also, right? But when you start, like you said, talking about that on that note, it becomes a huge problem.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's just something that people have to understand. Like it seems like there are cases, like for example, I want to use Multi-Blood because it's such a good example. There were really only, at least for the time where I was playing really seriously, 5 super competitive players in that game. 5 in the States. 5. It was myself, Tomberry, Generic Superhero, Zarda Biscuit, and Spooky until he stopped for streaming stuff. Right? It was pretty much that. Anyone else, either they tried but they couldn't be a competitive level, or competitive. I mean I felt my perspective. So I felt threatened by them. There's only like, I guess also Eric. Late game would be Eric. Shout to Eric. Eric, where are you? Okay, but yeah.
Which Eric?
Eric EHRIK.
Oh, yeah. He's in San Diego.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy.
That's my boy.
That is my boy. That's actually. Guess what? That's my son. That's my son.
He's your son?
I taught him how to mix up. So he was like gathering at my place, and that's the guy who said, in stories I don't like to name drop. So it was actually, he was like, I can never open you up, and I was like, dude, maybe you should do mix-ups. And he was like, what mix-ups? And we talked about mix-ups, and then he started opening me up. I was like, see, that all you have to do is do some mix-ups. He was like, oh, I guess you're right.
You know he wants to play. You know he wants to play guilty.
Does he?
Yeah.
He'd be good. I believe in Eric. I always believe in Eric.
I always believe in Eric.
I always believe in Eric. I always believe in Eric. I saw Eric from beginning to end. But like, yeah,
I mean, if he's your son, of course you have potential.
That's my son. That is literally my son. One of my many children.
one of your million.
One of my many children. But yeah, like, so if you say a major had like a really big multi major would have like 60 to 70 people, and there's only like 4 or 5 people I actually consider competitive, it's like, right? Mm-hmm. And part of the reason I didn't even feel like I was like a super liked player or something is because I started talking a lot of shit in the end, just because I wanted people to just be more fired up about the game. Like I was really, you know, I mean, you know me, like I was trying to fucking win. I was trying to be the best, and like everyone else was kind of chilling. But that wasn't like a problem in that game. Like it wasn't a scene problem in that game. Like where people were like, oh, why aren't we like this? But it's like you can feel it when you're in it, you know.
Yeah, and it sucks because I think it's starting to be like that in certain scenes and stuff like that. But what do you think that would be like a really good positive thing or like a mutual thing to do if like a player was suffering? Like, oh, the one person's fired up, but everybody else is kind of like doing whatever.
Switch games.
That's
what I did.
Yeah.
I played BlazBlue. I played BlazBlue when BlazBlue was released in arcades. I was like, man, I really fucked up by not playing Street Fighter 4 because I could have played Street Fighter 4 in arcades. But I was like, okay, so what I'll do instead is I'll play BlazBlue. It has air dashes. I know how to air dash, and I had like a 6-month head start on everyone else. So I'll play this, and when the game comes out, like I'll be ahead, and there'll be a lot of tournaments, and like that'll be cool. And that was okay, and it was competitive, and like, you know, I mean, I don't actually think I won shit in CT, to be honest.
Right, really?
Yeah, I don't think I won any like big tournament. I got like 2nd and 3rd and stuff, but I never like closed. I won like a couple of locals, and then like I got like 2nd and 3rd and stuff. I never like closed big events in BBCT. Yeah, you sounded surprised. It's true.
I'm actually surprised. I was like, wow, it's CT.
But that's also good for me though. Like, it shouldn't be like.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like I felt like good about it. I was like, oh well, you know, we're working.
Yeah,
we're working. Yeah, that's probably like the number one thing. The number one thing is like if you're in that kind of, because honestly, if you're in a Capcom game or a Street Fighter game or a Marvel game kind of thing, or like even like Injustice, the Injustice seems to be going crazy on Twitter the past like day, 2 days, all about, and I'm sure people are fired up reading that kind of discussion, like who's the actual best? Is it Sonic Fox or is it Dragon? And then like you have Sonic Fox fans, and then like there are people just seeing Dragon won the 2 biggest tournaments, but then like so like. That kind of shit, like people get heated about that kind of shit. I think that shit is godlike. That shit is amazing. That thing is amazing.
Cause then when they run into each other in tournament, it'd be like a hype, fired up match.
Oh,
now,
for sure.
It's a lot of stuff on the table at the heat of the moment, right? So it's all in the who's bringing it game.
Next time those two play, I think it'll be pretty exciting.
I think it's going to be extremely.
I think it's going to be extremely exciting. That kind of shit is great for the scene. For sure.
It's amazing.
For sure. It's really good in the scene. It's not really happening in Guilty Gear right now. SKD right now, and as far as BB, I think like you could kind of do that, but it's like SKD wins mad shit. So it's like that game is BB in the US is more about like getting somebody who's like pretty good would have to get like pissed off at him and say that he sucks or like they got him or something. But most people are too soft. Most of them too soft to do it.
Most of them are extremely soft.
Man. GG's not like that either. GG, US GG, there's some real talk. Choking on Japan's dick. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't
know why. You know,
I said it. I said it. Clip it. I don't give a fuck. I said it.
I'm gonna go ahead and just add on to it, right? I feel like everybody like look up to these people as like some untouchable.
And people are getting better too. Like the thing is, people are also getting better. There are people who are like legitimately getting better, but I still think the scene overall. Yeah, I still think the U.S. scene overall chokes on Japan's dick too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Way too much.
Way
like,
too
oh
much.
my god, like, look at the Japanese, and I'm just like, okay. So.
It's less of an issue in BB because there's been more. What's the best way to put it? I think BB and Persona didn't have it as hard as an issue as Guilty Gear does. I think Guilty Gear is the history issue that's the problem because it's old also. So BB had that, but then there was Japan versus US that happened a bunch. Like SKD beat Dora at that one NEC, and that was really hype. And SKD beat Dogura at that other event. And like Japan comes over, and like also Evo there's US versus Japan.
Yeah.
Like not everyone gets through.
This year.
Nakio beat Nakio beat Tsujikawa, who was like one of the favorites for that year.
He beat Matsu last year.
Yeah, so there's that kind of stuff. Persona, like there's a billion examples, like Mio over Soji, Bananakin over Soji.
Bananakin was the
Bananakin one. Anytime Soji goes down, I feel bad because I like Soji, but anytime he goes down, the room explodes. Anytime he goes down, I feel bad because I like Soji, but there's all sorts of examples of those games. And in Guilty Gear, like there's, for example, there's Zidane over FAB, right? For example, there's one good example. There's others where it's like, despite all that, I feel like the U.S. team doesn't care much. I feel like it's just choking on Japan's dick a little too much.
Yeah,
too much.
I think they don't understand what's even going on in like a strong Americans. I feel like they don't even really know like what we've been doing. You know what are people doing now? Like I'm pretty sure that everybody's like in the hyperbolic time chamber. You know what I mean? Getting ready for the new season. You know, but they're so busy, just like, oh my god, look, Japan's playing this. Look, these guys playing sets and stuff like that. And you know, I even brought it up, and I was like, you know, I see everybody's like posting like, you know, I even confronted Silva about it, and I'm gonna put it on blast here. And I was like, yo, you know, I always see you know, post videos for Japanese players. Where are the American players at? And, you know, and he's just like, oh, well, I don't see you guys streaming anything. And I'm like, well, I don't think you really follow American streamers to actually see a lot of matches going, because there are a lot of matches like hype going on. You know, Kami streams here and there. You know, even like when KV asks for sets. You know, KV plays Dorn. When Hamad streams, Hamad is playing sets with people. Like Hamad did a 1-3 with Kami. That could have been streamed. You could have just went over there, asked Hamad, hey man, can I take this, you know, little content and put it on here, and then, you know, and do it from there, but didn't, right? Just kind of just did the Japanese thing, right? And I'm not going to sit there and be like, you know, do this, do that, right? But, you know, as a player, as a competitor, I definitely see that as like, you know, disrespectful.
My thing is like, I mean, it's not about like that. My thing is more like, and I think Guilty Gear has been probably like one of the roughest as far as this is concerned. The scene doesn't support its own players as much. You know what I mean? So that was another mix. So like if I use Persona as an example, that was another kind of mixed bag, because like on the one hand, they're like these US Persona players are like really going for it, and people are like seeing results and like, man, like these guys are fucking going for it, right? But it's especially Guilty Gear is probably like, if you want to go on how much the actual scene supports its players, Persona I think probably did it the most out of all three ArcSys games. Guilty Gear probably does it the least. Just like what's the best way? I guess like they don't support the US players so much.
They don't
so much, and not just US. When I say like US, just like like for example, when I went up to Canada, Canadian players are very supportive of the Canadian players.
Man, they're extremely
yeah.
They be having a parade.
I had to fucking meditate in between sets when I fucking played top 8, because they're all there for their boys. I was like, shit, like I'm fighting. I was like, I didn't know there was a Canadian army for real. Like, this is crazy. Like,
Bro,
I'm fucking like special ops and like.
Army, right?
I wasn't fucking prepared, and like. It just seems like, so this happens a lot. This is an example. Like I'm in the Melia chat, like Discord, right? Like I'm in Melia Discord a lot, and one thing. This is a perfect example. he will like, oh, I want to watch million matches. Like, who should I watch? And like, yeah, there are videos you can study of strong melee players. There's plenty of strong Japanese melee players too. But sometimes the question comes up of what about Rev 2? Because, and you know, Rev 2, Milia fell off. Nakamura's playing, but he doesn't fucking play on stream a lot, you know.
Nah, so he plays like, a lot off stream. I played a couple with him. He farms off stream.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. He can do that for whatever reason that he wants. It doesn't matter. He has no obligation.
They have a legit reason though.
Why? What?
It's
I was
literally
it's no obligation.
It's literally because like it'd be like some really good players off stream, and there's nobody waiting in line, and I'm pretty sure they just want to hop on right up.
Yeah, just want to play. Yeah, just want to play.
Yeah, like Hawken does that a lot, actually. Hawken always goes there, and I always see him there. He always playing off stream. He's playing against like Nage, and I'm just like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they just want to play. They have no obligation to actually play on stream, right?
Yeah.
So like, that's why I started saying. That's why I started saying. You gotta be the player you want to see, dog. Because sometimes, especially if you play like an unpopular or nerf character or whatever, like that footage is not gonna be there, or it's only gonna be there like once every like several months or so, unless you start being picky about it or start doing your own thing.
Right.
You know. Can't always be on that JPT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know, and when you realize, like, man, like,
is that a hot take?
Yeah, that's definitely a hot take. Yeah, that's definitely a hot take.
Is that a hot take?
Yeah, that's a highlight right there. But I would say this is like, even when you go to Japan, you realize like even like seeing the environment they are in, you kind of like you can't like even like when you watch them play. You kind of really can't take like all the strategies they're doing into consideration because they play each other every single day. So at that point, it's like more than a matchup. You know, it's like a player. It's like straight player base. It's like they know each other, and they're playing off like what they know of each other. Versus like mostly the matchup, right?
Yeah.
So
because you gotta get past the matchup part before you play the player part. Yes.
Yeah. So it's
oh
weird.
Shit, Kizzie, your bottom of your mouth has been frozen. So like,
wait, what?
The top, your head is moving, but like the very bottom part. Right, hold on. I'm gonna. What am I gonna? I guess I'll leave and rejoin the call. That shit looks weird. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, video. Okay. How long has it been like that?
Well, let me try.
Just move your face. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, it did it again. Oh wait, no. Wait.
Wait.
It did it again. Wait, hold on. We're trying to have like real talk and Kizzie's fucking face.
Yo, what?
Wait.
That's godlike.
Dude, it just does that.
I wonder why.
You're boned. Oh, it's like the bottom. So basically, it's like the bottom ninth of your screen is lagging behind the rest of the screen. It's fine. It's not frozen at least, but here, just like wobble a little bit. I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, will it catch up?
How do you fix it?
I don't know, dude. It's you. Oh, yeah. See, like it's you. That shit is you.
What?
The best tech would be to never move, or like adjust your camera so like cause you're like in the bottom, you know, like you're in the bottom half of the feed. Yeah, more.
Will this work here?
That's good. There you go. That's good.
Okay.
It's a little disconcerting, I guess, because you have two mouths. But besides that, it's okay.
That's broken. I'm sorry, guys. That's broken.
For an hour.
For an hour, and nobody did say anything.
Nobody said shit. They just let you cook.
Come on, bro.
They just let you cook.
You gonna let me do that though? Okay. All right, stream. I see who my real friend. I'm just like breaking. I'm falling apart, and the stream just let me fall apart. That's actually hilarious. But
yeah, we're talking about something serious, and then you fucking decided to be master ventriloquist Kizzie K.
I try to move mountains, dude. I try to move mountains, man. But yeah, what we saying? We was talking about just being. Oh, let's just use it. Yeah. Let's just, you have to be the player that you have to watch.
Yeah, you gotta be the player, especially like, I mean, I think it might be extra too. There's always the case where like, I mean, I'm never gonna be, for example, like if someone's like, who do I watch to play? Of course, I'm gonna point you to like strong players. So like, of course, they're gonna point at Japan. But the difference is like, I think there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who see Japan as like above rather than like a peer. You know,
Yeah.
like a peer, like someone like Nakamura's better at Guilty Gear than I am. But
Right.
I see him as a peer, as a Milia player. You know, like
Yeah,
we're both out
I don't
here.
see it.
We're both working with Milia. Like we both struggle with our own things. Like we talk sometimes. Like it's not like we don't talk. We talk. We share tech and stuff. And like if I run into him in a tournament, of course I'm gonna try to beat him. Like I want him to go down. Like I'm not gonna fucking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the beginning of like a relationship, like a friendship, right? A peer, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
Not like oh, I have this person in my bracket, I lost. He's from Japan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
that's legit what it used to be like in everything. That's what it used to be like.
It's so bad. It's so bad and guilty. It's actually really bad. It's awful, man. So all I would say, my advice is to become a fighting game player and overcome these players that you look up to. You know, it's cool to have somebody that you look up to.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, you're still a player. You're still a competitor, right? You still want to win, unless you're serious about what you're doing.
It's also partly. There's also the thing of like how fandom is built up in a scene. Like I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago. Like think about something like Smash, right? Like and how fanatic people are about like some of the best Smash players. So like Guilty Gear and anime in general is smaller, but like it's kind of like the equivalent is done for like the strongest Japanese players, and not like for like the strongest Americans. Mostly, I mean, for a variety of reasons, like for sure. But there's also partly that too. Like when the hype is always for like these specific players, you know, that kind of thing will just happen too. Yeah, unless you're the player that you want to see.
Right, but it just seems like nobody have for Guilty Gear. It's just like America is just like, which is not good.
They say Smash people call them gods, bruh, but like how many people have called Nage the god of Faust? We do the same shit.
Yeah,
we do the same shit.
We actually do Machimo the god of sin.
Yeah,
and then he switched to Kai and automatically. He switched to Kai and automatically he's the god of Kai again. Even though Rion and Ayn was just doing mad work, you know.
You do the same shit. You do the same shit. Right. You can't put that on Smash, man. You do the same shit. You do the same shit.
Well, so so my thing is what do you think we should do, or what do you think could happen to like change the mindset of like players for the Guilty Gear, of like, you know, not just thinking that, you know, the world is just gonna be Japan. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's part like people got to put up numbers. You know, like someone like you, like KV. I know Bears had some good wins. It is tough in this game. Like we're going up against time like 100%. Talk about Persona again. Like the best part about U.S. Persona versus international Persona, like Japanese Persona, was just the time thing, just the timing. You know, like there's a lot. Like think about someone like me. Like I picked a character who has been in Guilty Gear since literally the beginning. Everybody fucking knows how to fight Milia. Everybody knows how to fight Milia. You have to get through all the shit that like people do at a base level, whether or not it's good or not, like all that shit. Then you have to actually learn, because if you take a character like her, for example, most of the information out about her, especially when I was starting, was either incomplete or wrong or misunderstood. So parsing all that out. So think about like if I even try to call myself a competent Milia player right now, that took me like a couple of years. So like if you want to compare that to like whatever my Japanese equivalent would be, right? That time has been gone. That time has been gone. Been gone because of like reload or slash or whatever. Like they did their fucking time, right? It's kind of like it is kind of a time thing. As far as Guilty Gear, it's like just gotta keep going. Like just gotta keep trying to get better and stuff. Because there are people who are there. Like there are people who are like there. In my opinion, like it can be done. It's not like it can't be done.
I feel like a lot of people are already like either at the same same level as most of them, you know. So I don't really see what's like. I don't. I guess people just don't see it the way competitors see it, or just see it from like a perspective like, man, like these guys are actually good, you know.
Yeah.
Like for example, for CEO Taku, you know, didn't we do like a drive to fly out Japanese players to an American tournament, right?
Did we?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Taka. It was. I'm pretty sure it was like a voting, right? I remember there was one tournament where we voted for these players and did a donation drive. Was it for Evo? It was
maybe.
Evo, right?
I don't remember. I think that kind of thing is a really good example though. Like that's a good example of like I gotta turn down this fucking sub notification. Thanks for subbing.
Yeah.
Thanks for subbing. I remember there was like think about the thing where we fly out. I mean, I get why we fly out Japanese players, but think about a thing where we fly out a Japanese player to a U.S. major, which is not a bad thing. I think it is. Right. It is not a bad thing. Disclaimer.
Right.
But think of that as compared to like somebody in the States that you could fly for like $150 to $300, who is also pretty good. Maybe doesn't play a character that everyone knows very well, and like that could be their breakout tournament. You know, for like $300 as opposed to like an easy at least $1K, $1K to get like a. There's like I said, there is definitely reasons to fly out a Japanese player too, but it's like look how like uncommon it is for that kind of thing to happen. Yeah. Right? Like honestly, like who is it? It's like TSB.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I'm so happy for man, just right off my head. Grover. Grover got invited to play in the Invitational.
That's very rare, by the way.
And that alone, I was so happy to hear.
Yep.
Shout out to Grover.
Shout out to Grover.
I hope you know I'm so happy for you.
I hope they pay for his flight.
Yeah, I hope.
Because I will say this is some inside. I got to play in God's Garden before.
That's godlike.
Yeah, but I had to pay for my own flight.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to pay for my flight. I mean, we made it between grinding out tournaments, money I made at a major, and like last minute donations. I got my ticket like 2 days before, 2 or 3 days before, and I went.
But right now, I really think like, you know how like people do donations to do like, you know, like, oh, let's do it for Japan. Let's say hypothetically speaking, Grover couldn't get a flight, right? Wouldn't it be cool that the community would pitch in like, oh, like donation drive, send Grover.
Oh, I'd run the fuck out of that. Yeah, that's my boy. That's my son.
That too, right? But since I just feel like that nobody hasn't really done that. But when a Japanese player be like, I want to visit Japan, America to play against you guys.
But to be fair, I think to be fair, it's probably more often. I feel like it's more often it's us reaching out to them. I don't think there's like Japanese players like, hey, I want to come to the States. Can someone fucking pay for me? Like, no, I don't think they do that. I think usually what it always seems to be is like, as far as international, first in my personal experience and also like from what I've seen, it's usually someone like comes to you and they're like, hey, do you want to come to this? Like, we got you. Yeah. I don't think there's any Japanese players going around on Twitter like, hey, who wants to fucking fly me out for like, no.
But I'm pretty sure at this point, the way American fanboy, I'm pretty sure they could just do that.
I'm not saying they could not. That's not an option for them, but they don't do it.
I'm not saying like I'm saying like I'm saying I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, I really hope that they really do take care of Grover, and even if they don't, I'm pretty sure we'll have his back. You know what I mean?
That kind of thing is really rare. I mean, when we go out there for stuff, I mean, I would like to think. I mean, for example, when I went to Arc Rebel with GC Yoshi and 2GIG, like I know people were about, especially because we got really deep in the tournament. I'm pretty sure like we're the only team that got top 16. I don't think anyone else got top 16. We got top 16 for the first time. Never. Maybe there was like an EU player that went around or something. But like I don't think anyone made top 16 like we did, right? And people were going nuts because Shia was doing like the live tweeting because there was no stream or they weren't streaming our matches. So like Shia was like live tweeting like, oh, this guy won but he lost it, and we need this guy to run it back or something, and then it was hype. that shit was hype as fuck. That shit was hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know when Grover goes over, people are gonna have it back. Kendeep won first round last year. Okay, yeah. So I remember hearing there was someone else who got past first round before. We won 2 sets. And I think Kyohei won 1 game when he went over 2. Yeah. He had to run 2 before 2.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I know people are gonna have Grover's back. I'm
gonna have his back.
Of course I'm gonna have his back. That's my son.
That's your son.
That's my son. That's my son.
That's your son, right?
That's my son. That's my son.
But I really hope everybody else got his back.
Yeah. That's what I like about like Capcom, for example. Well, I mean, when you're talking about Marvel, like it's about the States mostly, right? Not totally, mostly. If it's Street Fighter, I feel like, especially right now with 5, I feel like there's a very nice even international competition, right? Like EU's always present, Canada's present, America's present.
In Capcom games, right?
What?
In Capcom games.
In Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like EU's president, Canada's president, South America's president, Japan's president, America's president. Like everyone's in it. You know what I mean? I mean that's like the ideal in my heart. Like strong spread international competition. That's like ideal to me.
Yeah,
this is what comes.
And it's good though because like you see so many like different different international players, and it's crazy because if you see them now they're mostly young, right? And like they're up and coming and they're from like different regions, and I think that's like pretty interesting, right? Like we got Big Bird, you know, he got invited for the Red Bull event in Japan, and I feel like that's really good, and he put up a good show, you know, and like stuff like that is like really good, and I really like that most of their scenes are very, very supportive, extremely supportive, and like I said, I really wish a lot of people would get those ideas and bring it on to different scenes, you know. Right. It's godlike, and. And it's crazy because, like when you watch, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you watched Capcom Cup last year, right?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't? Guess who
I'm not in it. Why would I watch it?
That's true.
I'm fucking mean.
Grand Finals was 2 Americans.
Oh yeah, I mean I knew about that. Yeah. Neko versus Ricky.
Yeah.
Grand Finals was 2 Americans. Yep. That was a blow up.
Yeah, that was extremely.
I remember when that happened. People were like, "This is how you know the game is bad."
And you just like, what?
You remember that? This is how you know the game is bad.
Yeah. I guess Rev 2 is bad because you know there was a grand final versus American versus Japan, and like it wasn't like a big event, but it was definitely a really important major. And
which one?
People didn't say,
from Seotaku?
What was it? DreamHack. No, DreamHack.
DreamHack.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, my bad. Seotaku.
Yeah, Seotaku was what? It was Lasso Taka. Yeah. Seotaku.
Yeah, that was a pretty stacked event.
Yeah, that was a ridiculously stacked event. Yeah, that was a really, really, really stacked event.
Yep.
Probably one of the hardest majors. Definitely one of the hardest majors of the year.
Yeah, that and Combo Break.
Yeah.
Combo
Breaker was nuts. Combo Breaker was like extra hard mode for me, dude. I played Rev 2 for like 3 weeks.
And that was like, wasn't that the first tournament for Rev 2 too?
Yeah.
You ran into all the characters that got buffed.
Yeah, that shit. I was like, ugh. I got all mad. And I was like, oh, it's just this shit again. Just the same old. It's all good though. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, as far as Guilty Gear, like the best thing. I mean, it's gonna be a mix. Like for next year, the amount I play Guilty Gear honestly depends on what's up. Like seriously, what's up with the game? Like how much?
At this point, I'm just like,
this?
what up? Right? At this point, I'm just like, what up?
What up? Yeah. I'm in there for NEC. I'm trying to do my best at NEC. I usually don't go to Frosty. I know there's a Burst League Season 2. Just honestly, even if Burst League doesn't have anything, like at all, like just like the idea of like points and placing makes me want to play.
Yeah,
I'm really
right?
basic. I'm really basic. Like just the idea of having that. Part of the reason I went in so hard on Burst League was just because there was a fucking ladder with like placing and stuff. That was like just part of it.
And it's crazy because everybody wanted to like be up there, right?
At the end,
they didn't want it to be. They wanted to be at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, that was what made it good. That was what made it good. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Assuming they actually get the shit together with the final. Like I'm very motivated for that. Like I'm definitely playing. I mean we're in it pretty much, right? Like both of us.
I just want to see a trailer. If I see the trailer and the trailer is hype, I'm definitely going to be even more hype.
Yeah. That would be really really good because Guilty Gear, especially like U.S. Guilty Gear. We're talking about U.S. Guilty Gear specifically. Japanese Guilty Gear has had a bunch of like an AC that had like these team tournaments called like World's Best something or other and stuff. They had like these hype tournaments and stuff, and then like they have that Mikaten thing they're doing that invitational event. So like they've been doing stuff like that. But U.S. Guilty Gear doesn't usually do stuff like that, and having something like that, I think would be pretty good. I mean, look at all these like it wouldn't be exactly the same as like a Pro Tour final or everything, but it's essentially the same thing. Like we're gonna have the people who have the most points, and then like all play against each other in a final invitational tournament just to like close it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that kind of thing is hella good. I didn't think that kind of thing is hella good. I'm actually like I'm definitely looking forward to Burst League final.
I am too, man. I think it's going to be pretty hype. And
I'm actually glad I did the
Dobra's
job.
going to be there too, right?
Yeah, he should be. He's number one on the fucking.
That's going to be godlike. You know, that's going to be really really good. And like I said, really bringing a trailer, it would be really cool right now. Yeah,
but man, we went in on our own scene. We went in on our own scene just now.
Hey, it's tough.
It's time though. It had someone.
Tough love.
Someone had to say some shit.
Tough
You can at me. I'm not gonna say don't at me. You can fucking at me.
Yeah, you can at me too. Dude.
I got followers, man. You can fucking at me. At me. Talk to me. Talk to me. This is what I fucking do.
Yeah,
fucking at me.
It's tough love though.
You can at Kizzie if you want. You can definitely
care about something. Yeah, you can at me. No DMs.
No DMs.
No emails. No emails. At me. So yeah, but like I said, I think it's tough love. You know, sometimes there's certain things you just have to say to just get get the engine going, right? You know, sometimes a lot of people don't understand what's going on until you put it on blast, and then maybe people will put more work. You know. So
I mean, I will be fair. These past couple of weeks, I felt like there's a really good thing going on. It started with Kamizato. He posted a document, mixed reception. Even though I thought it was good, mixed reception. It was like basic. It was like initial Zato countermeasures. Like, don't let Zato get away with this stuff, you know. And it was like a mixed bag. Some people were like, duh. If you read that and you're like, duh, of course you do this against Zato, then it wasn't for you. Like, it wasn't for you. Like I read that and I was like, yeah, I know everything in this document, but I know who it's for. It's for people who don't know those things. Because there are people who don't know those things. So things against Zato, one of the things about Zato is like, a lot of his shit, right? A lot of his shit that is fake doesn't look fake. It looks extremely real. You have to know ahead of time, and it's also fast. So if you don't know, like the classic example is like when he throws you mid screen and does dash Mawaru, and like you can backdash, right? But it looks real, even though it's not real. It looks real. It looks really real, but it's not real.
But
right?
it sucks because like it doesn't mean something that you know. Like it doesn't mean like you're supposed to just be like, duh. Of course. What about the people that don't know? Like they'll feel insecure about that, right? Like, oh man, was I supposed to know that?
But
you know what I mean? Like,
even that aside, like however, cause like I said, some people found that really helpful. Other people were like, oh, of course you do. Okay, right? Whatever. A lot more stuff came from that though. Like Barris has the basic fighting chip, which especially as far as American players. I think we fucking suck against Chip. There's barely anyone who really knows how to fight Chip well in the States, right? There's that. There's the hate to plug myself, but I wrote something on how to defend Milia's H disc. It's pretty comprehensive. I I know you've been talking about posting stuff about how to deal with sin. There's
I'm
people doing stuff.
I'm going to be doing a document soon. Like I said, I just got to finish it up a little bit. I'm also competing, so I don't really have time to just do a document right off the bat. But
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did that shit at work when I didn't want to do work.
Yeah.
I didn't do it like in my free time. I did it like on company time. I was like, fuck that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be posting stuff about it, and you know, like I said, it sucks because like, you know, people are like, yeah, make a basic guide, and then you make a basic guide, and it's just like, what does? Of course, you're supposed to do that, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it was just like a basic. I think it's mostly what it, from my perspective, right? Especially because you know, comedy is the one who started it, like just flat out. It's something that like, you play X guy, like you play Sin, you know fucking everything about Sin. And you're just like, Jesus, people let me get away with some nonsense. And they bitch about my character.
Mm-hmm.
It's not okay.
I can't stand that.
Yeah, right? So that's that kind of thing. So like, again, like...
You know what's crazy? Like, to jump on that topic, it makes me laugh that like, they be like, LOL Sin, right? LOL Sin damage. But when you realize they say LOL Sin, you realize you're getting hit with like level 4 starters. And those are all my best starters. So when you get hit by that, of course you're gonna take like 80%, right? If you're gonna get hit by Bull Bash and you're complaining about how much damage Sin does off Bull Bash, then you really need to real evaluate like how you play the game, because you're getting hit by like a 30 frame over.
It's all gonna depend on like, first of all, who is playing the character and what they feel like is the thing that they need to actually share. You know?
Right.
Like for for example, like in my case, like I've said it a million times, I think Milia is extremely misunderstood, and I
think Sin is misunderstood.
Yeah.
I really misunderstood.
Yeah. And I so like between like, it's a weird thing. So like it's a weird thing with Milia because she's so fucking old. Like she's been in the game for so long. Why do some people, especially people who play the game for a long time, why don't you understand this character?
And I think it's funny because I think Sin kind of suffers the same thing but different, because he's like new to Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
And when he first came out, he was like insanely ridiculous. Right? Like after 1.1, and then he stayed like that for one more pack. So like, you know, a lot of people were like, they let him cook like a lot. He was cooking meals. He was Thanksgiving like. he was cooking for Thanksgiving, and he made all the meals, right? So I guess like people, like the newer players, seen that, and they kind of have that linger like forever now. You know what I mean? Like LOL Sin, despite like the Ref 2 patch now, he's completely different. You know what I mean? He has to play a little bit more less degenerate. You know what I mean? Or just a different game plan than he had before, or anything else, right? But people. It's just like still hung on to like these things, like for example Milia, right? You know, it's like a thing that happened like a long time ago. Milia was insane when she first came out. Now Milia will forever be like LOL Milia things, right? So yeah.
And just like flat out, like I remember when I got like the IRL pin, I was like, if someone got like extra tight about Milia, I was gonna be like, all right, take this pin and point at where she touched you,
right? So
that we know where you took all that damage. Because like, why are you freaking out? Why are you freaking out like this? Why are you freaking out like this?
That's true.
Why are you freaking out like this? So I think that's like a cool thing that's been happening. It's relatively recently too, like maybe like the past 2-3 weeks. You know. Yeah. So if you're like serious about learning, like there's a lot of stuff coming out, or not even a lot of stuff coming out, but a lot of stuff that came out that could like help. You know.
And it's still coming. I'm pretty sure people are still doing guides and stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I Chip has been a long road for me, right? I still learned a couple of stuff from Bear's guide, and he called it the basic guide. I still learned a couple of things. Yeah.
And all you have to do is read and ask questions if you don't understand something. I'm pretty sure he's willing to answer.
Yup. What you got going on, Kizzie? Tournaments. What you got coming up?
So right now, Frosty's is like the only thing for sure. The rest, like we said, whatever happens. What's up? So right now, just Frosties is like the only tournament. Of course, Anime Ascension.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just like, what up? You know what I mean? Like whatever happens from there, everything gets going. I'm with it. So
I'm low key eyeing Anime Ascension. Low key.
I hope.
I guess it's not low key because I was saying it on this stream, but.
It's high key.
But I mean, yeah, it's very very high key. I mean,
everybody said please go to
Evo Japan.
Everybody said please go to Evo Japan. Hey man, if you could do a donation drive for me, I'd definitely go. If
yeah,
not,
that's the thing. That's the thing too. Like, just too soon. Too soon. Other stuff going on.
If there was a tournament like free trip to Evo Japan.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone would go after.
Yeah,
that. Everybody would go after that. Yeah. Yeah.
If you want me to go, man, make that drive. I'd definitely be willing to go.
I kind of want to do like a more aggressive LK International Tour 2018. I traveled a lot out of the country this year. Actually, it was cool. I like doing that. I want to do it more.
You should, man. I wanted to go. I really want to go to Europe and play.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Europe and play.
I haven't been since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to go back. I would like to go back.
Am I going to be playing BBF Frosties? Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. Like, as far as I know, after NEC, it's just like. Remember, this month is Pro Streamer LK month. I got the real preview. You guys are gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna get to show people in this stream something soon that I'll get hooked up for. So it's literally enabling me, for the month. Literally enabling me for the month. So I get that pro streamer life for them. But EU would be sick. EU would be sick. It's been a minute since I went to South America. Like, I still have this fucking visa to Brazil, and I should use it at least one more time. Like, it's $200 visa, so I should use it at least one more time before it runs out. There's other stuff, like I'm thinking about going to DR again. Game over. It's only like $300 to go. Shout out to Erickson for flying me out this year. I felt the respect for that. I had a great time. Man. I had a great fucking time. The funny shit is like you go and you buy your visa when you get there, and it's like $10. It's so random. You just get there and they're like, do you have a visa? And I was like, it's $10 for visa. And I was like, okay, and they just gave me a sticker, let me through. So like I kind of want to go again this year. It would be on my own, of course, but like I do kind of want to go again this year. Meaning like 2018, I'd like to go again. It's hard to know. It's hard to know unless until like the Evo announcement, pretty much. It's hard to know what to go to and stuff until the Evo announcement.
Yeah. I would say, how about this? Yeah, just wait for Evo.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's like NEC, chilling, and Evo announcement. Like, I mean, I'm still gonna be like active and going to locals and stuff because apparently Burst League 2 is just a thing. So I'm gonna try to like amass points, same as before, just amass points and stuff. And then once we get the Evo announcement, then we just go from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What are we at? 3 hours? Boom.
Yeah.
Boom, shakalaka.
Boom. That was godlike.
Long
we did pretty
stream. Good. Shout out to Hellpockets. I hope you guys enjoyed Hellpockets. When I upload this, I might upload this into 2 parts. Because what we talked about is way different than what we talked to Hellpockets about, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I hope you guys enjoyed everything this week. Tune in next week, always.
I hope you got that laggy Kizzie. It's so...
Yeah, I'm moving too fast.
You're moving too fast. You're moving too fast, dog. You're moving way too fast for your camera, dog.
I'm doing the chip, dude. I'm doing the chip. But yeah, man. Once again, I think we did a pretty good job. I really appreciate Hellpockets coming through. Really appreciate the stream coming through, showing some love as always. Subscribe to LK. Hit that follow button. We're doing this every
Kizzie can't see me do this. Kizzie can't see me what I'm doing, but yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. It was a nice thing. But yeah. Let me wrap this up. Peace. Not peace stream though. Not peace stream.
Peace out.
We're still gonna be around.
Peace
Damn, I cut that boy off. Oh shit.